I have Courtney here with me, who is a client of mine, and we've been working together for the last six, 7 months, working on her health and her health issues. So welcome, Courtney, and thank you for taking the time to share your experience with us.
That's okay.
Do you want to first of all just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm 27, so I work in sales. Pretty much just had a lot of health issues in the past that I haven't been able to solve. So
yeah, and so before working together, what were your health issues? Like, what issues did you come with wanting help with?
Had major stomach pains, just a lot of stomach issues that doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Started gaining weight, started breaking out with pimples, and just going down a really bad track, I guess.
Yeah, and your stomach pains had actually been going on for a really long time. Like, you'd had quite a lot of digestive issues for like 10 years, something like 10 years, I think I remember. Yeah, and so
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, and the pain was, I remember you were like, it's 11 out of 10.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Like, most people would have gone to hospital for the type of pain I would be in daily, so yeah.
Yeah, and it was a lot of bloating and discomfort and not being able to eat certain foods, and your diet was really restricted in terms of what you could and couldn't eat. Yeah. So it was quite, like, it really impacted your quality of life, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much every meal would make me feel sick. Like, I felt like my body was literally going to explode. So I have to lay on the ground with an ice pack, and it was just, be hours before I felt better.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And so what was it that made you decide to work with me specifically?
Over the last 10 years since I've had these problems, I've gone to so many different doctors, like so many different naturopathies, and no one could figure it out. I had an endoscopy. They pretty much said I'm inflamed, and they couldn't work out why. Then I just came across a Facebook ad, when I thought, hey, a different avenue, I'll try and give that a go. If they can't help her, hopefully they'll know who to point me to. So and it worked out well.
Yeah, and was there anything specifically that we did in the session, like in that first initial consultation, that made you go, this feels like the right process for me? Like, do you remember?
Yeah, it basically just sounded like you knew what you were talking about. And there was just a different approach. Like most, even the naturopath and things like that still couldn't figure it out. And then, you even had it could be this or it could be that, where a doctor couldn't even give me a maybe. So it was a good step in the right direction. Yeah.
And when we actually started first working together, we did a bit of functional testing, and we did a test that was called a SIBO breath test, and it came back positive. And for those listening, SIBO is it's called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, where you actually have bacteria in the wrong part of your intestine, and it can cause a lot of digestive discomfort, and that's what you had. As soon as I spoke to you, actually, I was like, this sounds like SIBO. And so we did the breath testing, and we did a few other testing things as well, because you were pretty deficient in a lot of things, and you're really lacking in energy. And so then we started on this particular protocol, and it was challenging, right? It's been a pretty hard path. Yeah. But what has been what's your results? Like, how have you found that process, and what have your results so far been like?
Amazing, really. Especially with just gaining weight for no reason. Like, I dropped 10 kilos within the first 2 weeks of starting the protocol. I just felt healthier. Like, it was definitely challenging, because for myself, I'm a very fussy eater, so I would eat bread, cheese, pasta, no veggies, no salad. This was pretty much meat and veg I had to eat. So that was very challenging, but it was the results from it, I knew I had to give it 110% to work, otherwise it wasn't going to work. So the results have been really good.
Yeah, and I got to give you credit too, because you were really I was like, whoa, this is going to be a challenge, because your diet's pretty different to what we're going to do. I basically turned your whole world upside down. Yeah. But you now, when we talk about your bloating and your pain, what is your bloating and pain out of 10 now? Like
a 0. I don't get really anything at all. The only bloating feeling would be I've eaten too much. It's just full, not bloating. And then it's just
Yeah, and it's been pretty dramatic change. I mean, you're still in that process of reintroducing foods and going through that, but it's a testament to you sticking to the protocol and also how powerful like actually healing the gut can be. Yeah. And given that we've had so many different doctors' opinions and they've been like, oh, we don't know what it is. It's like, okay, well, actually, there's something really simple here that takes effort and commitment, but it actually can really change the quality of your life. So what impacts, like, what's the effect of that? Like, what's changed since actually being able to, since not being in pain? Like, how's that impacted your life?
Well, yeah, firstly, I eat a lot healthier than I ever did before, but now I can actually go out for dinner and stay out and enjoy a night instead of having to race home straight after or lie on the ground feeling sick and needing an ice pack on my stomach. Now I can actually, have a walk after and feel normal and not be in pain. It's one of the best things, but yeah. Yeah,
totally. And so where do you think you would be right now if you hadn't have taken the leap and decided to do something about this and start working with me and in the program?
I honestly think I would have been in hospital multiple times by now. They probably would have removed heaps of organs trying to figure out what's wrong with me. They did with my appendix, because I went in hospital probably about 2 years ago with these pains, and they're like, oh, your appendix is a bit inflamed, so we're going to remove it. But now I've worked out my whole body was inflamed and I didn't actually have to get it removed. So I probably would have had a few more surgeries, I would reckon, if I didn't go ahead with this.
Yeah, totally. And so is there anything else that we did in this whole process that you really enjoyed or that you got benefit from?
You just gave me hope, really, I guess, and I actually felt like I cared about finding a solution. So someone else on my side, I guess. It was like going through it the whole way, like doing the journey of like all the different like meditations and things as well, trying to figure out what's inside that's like causing these problems, not just on the outside. Going deeper into the problem, I guess.
And looking at it from cause the way I work is, looking at it from a holistic perspective. So it's nervous system, like what's the nervous system doing? What are our emotions doing? How's that affecting our digestion? And we did some work around that. And then also like the actual technical, like what's happening with you from a real like nuts and bolts, like biochemistry point of view in your gut, and really working on both of those. And if someone's watching this, what would you say to someone who's like struggling? They may have hormonal issues or digestion issues or feeling, like even anxiety, because we did also do some work with you with your anxiety. What would you say to them if they're thinking about doing the program or doing a session?
Just do it. Like, even if you're like, what's the worst that's going to happen if you do nothing? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what if it does work? So if it does, your life's going to change forever. So you're going to feel so much better than you ever did before. And it's going to help a lot.
Yeah, totally. And like, you're really into growth as well. So I totally appreciate it. Like, you went all in on yourself and you're like, all right, let's go, let's do it. And just out of interest, while we're talking about that, is there anything that you noticed in terms of your own personal growth, like growing as a person?
Yeah, I think I just got to the point where I knew if I didn't change something, I probably would have literally died at a young age. So I had to change it. So I literally just had to give it 110% in whatever you told me to do, I had to do, even if I didn't like it. It didn't like the taste of things that I had to eat and things like that. But it's just changed completely, really.
Yeah, so beautiful. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm super grateful for how it's actually been a real pleasure to have you on this journey and like watch you like show up. And I just, I'm not going to lie, you were pretty chronic when we first started, but you did it and you showed it and you followed. The people that do like actually follow the action steps and really compliant are the ones that actually get results. Yeah. So thank you so much. And it's such a pleasure to work with you and support you. And if you are watching this and you're suffering with any hormonal issue, any digestion issue, anxiety, depression, and you want to actually solve it, please just click on the link below and book in an initial session, like a free health assessment with me, and we can have a bit of a chat and see if you would be the right fit, and we can go from there and I can explain more about how I work. Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you.
Take care. Yeah, you're welcome. Bye.